Motivation N Degree 2, your limitation. It's only your imagination. In the spring of 1954, a young, determined athlete by the name of Roger Bannister stood at the starting line of the Iffley Road track in Oxford, England. The wind was brisk, slicing through the air with an icy chill, yet the resolve in Bannister's eyes burned with an intensity that could melt glaciers. For years, the world had declared it was impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Scientists, coaches, and athletes alike deemed it beyond the capacity of the human body. But Bannister was not convinced by other people's limitations. He was a man who believed that the body could be pushed beyond what was thought possible if the mind was first freed from its constraints. Bannister had devoted countless hours to rigorous mental and physical training. Each stride he took on the track, every bead of sweat shed in practice, was aimed at one goal: breaking the 4-minute barrier. His training included pioneering interval workouts and a unique combination of speed and endurance training, but more significantly, it involved conditioning his mind. He visualized every aspect of the race: the sensation of his feet hitting the ground, his lungs burning for air, the exhilaration and pain of pushing his limits, until every detail was embedded in his consciousness. As the starting gun fired, Bannister launched himself forward with a force that seemed to surprise even him. The crowd barely breathed as they watched him carry his body around the track. His feet moved with precision, his breath remained unwavering, and his focus was unbreakable. The first lap was fast but measured. By the second lap, he had found his rhythm. On the third lap, doubt began to creep in. The weight of centuries of disbelief threatened to anchor his strides. But on the fourth and final lap, the cheers from the stands grew deafening, resonating as a symphony of encouragement that drowned the doubts. With every ounce of strength he had left, with muscles screaming in protest, Bannister sprinted towards the finish line. The clock stopped at 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds. Bannister collapsed, physically exhausted but mentally triumphant. When the announcer confirmed what Bannister had suspected, that he had indeed run a mile in under 4 minutes, the crowd erupted into chaos. In that moment, the notion of the impossible was shattered. Roger Bannister's achievement demonstrated that the limitations we perceive are often mental constructs. His success opened the floodgates. Within a year, many other runners also broke the 4-minute barrier, proving that the limitation had been largely psychological. This monumental feat showcased that human potential is bounded only by the mind. Bannister had not just outrun time, he had redefined the boundaries of human endeavor, proving that sometimes your limitations are only your imagination.